week, in the top of command of the Kenya Police, a man convicted by a court of law to serve a jail term of 6 months struck back by withdrawing the security of the very judge who convicted him. Here is how it unfolded. The now convicted, then acting police boss Gilbert Masengeli, the man who failed to honor court summons 7 times, was eventually convicted by Justice Lawrence Mugambi and then sentenced to a 6-month jail term. During the week he was to begin serving his jail term, the same man proceeded to withdraw the security of the very judge who convicted him, claiming he was merely recalling his men for some VIP protection refresher training. How coincidental, though, that the ones protecting Justice Mugambi, who had just convicted Masengeli, needed immediate refresher courses. And also, there was no mention of whether there were others who were reorganized, at least not from the convicted police officer's statement. And with that statement, Mr. Masengeli inked his name in infamy in this country. But you know, we've seen this before. The scenario? Withdraw the security of people who say or do something that makes powerful people in government or authority uncomfortable. Let's go back in time. In 2019, MPs allied to then Deputy President William Ruto had their security withdrawn. Kikuyu Town MP Kimani Ichung'wah confirmed this in an interview here on Citizen TV at the time. He and others, including senators and Governor Waititu, all said they had not received official communication regarding the withdrawal. The police spokesman then said it is part of what he called reorganization of police services personnel. And he also said that it was not targeted at specific individuals. In 2018, the government withdrew the security detail attached to West Pokot Governor John Lonyangapuo. Police County Commander Matthew Kuto confirmed that security officers assigned to the governor's official residence in Kapenguria and his Mukurjit home had been recalled. This was after the governor confronted police officers and freed a boda operator who had been arrested by officers. In 2017, security detail attached to then NASA leaders was withdrawn on the eve of their protests against the IEBC. In 2018, Wiper Party leader moved to court after his security was withdrawn on the eve of the controversial swearing-in of Raila Odinga. Lady Justice Rosalind Aburili summoned the CS and the IG to explain why they had not restored his security, despite a court order to do so. Now, one could go even further into the Moi regime, where the security detail of the then Vice President, Dr. Josphat Karanja, was withdrawn as the ground was being prepared to push him out. Folks, let's get back to present-day events, and they do not portray a good sign for the rule of law. We cannot have the heads of 2 important institutions of the justice system seemingly at loggerheads. It does not bode well. If Mr. Masengeli fails to appear before the courts, why should anyone? If Mr. Masengeli is too busy to honor a court summons, why should the police enforce a warrant of arrest against anyone else who may be found in contempt of court? Now, I have been accused, in very many quarters, of being obsessed with this matter. Yes, I am obsessed. And here is why. When a senior police officer shows utter contempt for the court, what message does that send to those who report to him? And how will they interact with you and I on the streets every day? When the police do not feel obliged to do their work of protecting all Kenyans, including those who have been abducted, we should be very afraid. Let's not forget the reason he was summoned to the courts: to give information of Kenyans who, as of today, have been missing for 1 month. And for those of you who are cheering convicted Deputy IG Masengeli today, what will happen when it is your kin tomorrow who goes missing? Won't you want someone, like the courts, to stand up for you and ensure the police do the right thing? No one is above the law, not even the convicted Mr. Masengeli. That's my take.